Hello, everyone, and welcome to Yharnam Rallycross. Let's go to the Bloodborne wiki. Yharnam is the city where the events of Bloodborne take place. I knew that. I hope there's no other way you can pronounce that. There's no shot. Let's go through the track real quick. Starting from over here, ends off with a little oval turn cheeser. It's late. I'm gonna be doing that a lot in the commentary, but I'll try my best. Start lines up with that straightaway, and this part's very tricky. It's like this steep downhill, very tricky. Got to find the right braking point for it, and you gotta get that right braking point because you gotta clear this massive tabletop into a massive downhill neg camber cheeser. Yeah, the aesthetics there are pretty dope. Looks pretty cool. This part is tricky. It is not easy. Let me tell you, it is not easy. Joker, right here, pretty simple, short and sweet. But can definitely make up some time. This turn can be a little tricky. So there's the Joker, normal way. Just goes right into this terrain section with this absolute asshole of a tree that worked its way into the middle of the track. Gotta watch out for that one. Definitely spices up the battles going into that section. It's this massive uphill terrain into this wall jump, little table cheeser. This one's pretty difficult, but also pretty cool, because if you find the right timing, you can get some awesome runs. Like, this one really rewards you for finding that right timing, but man, it is difficult. So that's another place where time's going to be made up or lost. You could also just send it. Try to get in front of your competition. That's an approach. Got this long sweeper here, which can be pretty tricky as well, especially depending on how well you run the wall jump, and then you just have this fat ass momentum, word to Shakira. Yeah, and then you go into the chicane right here, run it out, and then kind of like a bigger chicane almost, but like sweepers here left and right, back in that oval turn, run it up. That is the track. Going to be doing 17 laps on this one, which means for the checkpoint, we're going to be ending on 34. So yeah, 17 laps on this one. Let's go through the field. So, taking a look at the heat races, it was actually Soul and Slaunch took the heat wins. So mixing it up a little bit tonight, Soul and Slaunch taking the heat wins. They're going to be starting first and second, detailed there in third. Luke fourth, Hunter fifth, Camby sixth, and Coop seventh, making it this time. Roman eighth, word to Pride Month. Armada ninth. We got Opix 10th, Matt 11th, and Vulcan in 12th for this one. That is our starting lineup. Sorry about, I think a lot of people probably missing the live race replay. Didn't work out very well. Had to do this one pretty late. But for the people catching on YouTube, hope you enjoy it. This track's pretty cracked. Nade is about to go off again. 17 laps. Very tricky track. Very much so looking forward to the start. Green flag, because it could be very cheesy. I want to see how this plays out. You can see everybody rushing to the brakes right off a start. Very interesting. Not something we're used to seeing. Here we go. Through the tabletop. You can see the sends. Oh, no! And one driver, I almost want to look at a replay of it. Let's take a look at it from this perspective. One driver, see who it was. Oh, right there. I think that was Coop. Oh, and Roman goes to... Oh, big pileup. Look at this. That was brutal. Several drivers involved. Roman just trying to get it around. Yeah, that was brutal. I mean, one of these guys got to be going for a Joker after that. I think it was maybe Hunter there. But yeah. And then going into the wall jump, this could be tricky too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, some drivers sending it. Oh, no. Oh. Was that Armada? I think that was Armada. Yeah, this track is brutal. Quick pause. I'm going to do this for Slaunch. Doing it live in the middle of the replay. There you go. I forgot to do that. So, there you go. We're doing it for Slaunch. All right, quick intermission. Technical difficulties. Not really. And we're back. Hopefully you hear the hogs a little bit better, especially in those onboards. But let's take a look at the front. Who survived early? A look to the inside. It's Slaunch and Luke, which was a battle in their heat race that went all the way to the end. Very spicy ending in that one. Oh, it's tight into the neg camber. Luke's running a strong run to the inside. He might take the position from Slaunch, but Slaunch is still there. So that battle From there, Heat Race continues. Right here, third and fourth is Soul and Camby, actually. I believe it's Soul and Camby. It is. One downside. Oh, my God. Soul, that is an option. And as you can see, I mean, Camby gained a ton on the exit of that. I mean, it helps Soul stay ahead of Camby, but it's not going to be the fast way around. And eventually, it'll probably get him past. Oh, that's a thing that can happen. Happened to Coop there. Got to be careful with the way that you run that wall jump. It is very easy to make a mistake there and like slow down too much almost. And if you slow down too much, you can get stuck in a zone where you actually flip over. So it's a tricky one because you don't want to gas it. You don't want to gas it too much, but you also, oh, that was close. Launch with the two-wheel. You don't want to gas it too much. You also don't want to slow down too much. Very tricky one to get right. That neg camber section, also very tricky to get right. It's detail going for an early joker there. See how this one works out. Oh, another one entering in. Nothing. So we'll take a look here. Another joker usage was Roman there. Roman, I think Vulcan, Armada. A lot of people going for jokers in this lap. That might be spicy. Oh! And that is the thing that I think Luke learned in the heat race. I might have to record it later because that heat race ending was hilarious. If you are exiting the Joker and you can see the people that are, you know, going to be close with you, you have the visibility. They can't really see you, but you can see them. If you are exiting the Joker and you think it's going to be close, you should probably exit on the left of the tree. That's like probably what you should do. If you don't do it, you're at risk. Had to take a fat sneeze. We're back. I think 3 or 4 laps down into this one. Yep, 3 laps down. Yeah, this track's tricky. So Co-Forge coming in from Detail and Luch, but this one's mostly him on this one. To be honest, well, at least the spice was mostly him, and then like the aesthetics as well. But yeah, definitely a little Co-Forge job. But mostly him on this one. There's going to be another layout like that coming out where it's the other way around. I did a good bit of the cheese on that other one, but that one we'll see later in the season. But yeah, so explaining, because this was supposed to be Sweden, so like the schedule cheese. So basically, you know, we had some tracks that like it was very easy to just like throw these tracks in. We've already raced these tracks. We knew they worked, like Sweden being one of them. You know, very easy to just slot those tracks in. But at the same time, if we had the willpower, and I'm not talking IndyCar, to make these other tracks, that I would like to like do a full season of all new tracks. But it was just one of those things where like in the beginning, don't get me wrong, I pumped out a lot of layouts, but there still wasn't quite enough before we started the season. But then we got some more Forge action in, got some help with that. So shout out to Detail on that one. Got some more Forge action in, got some more layouts out, and now I think there's still some aesthetics to do. There's still some tweaks to do. Don't get me wrong. It's not like everything's all ready to go, but at the very least, everything is in progress. Except for the Grand Finals track, but that one's kind of in the design phase, and we have plenty of time for that. But yeah, we're at a spot where like pretty much everything in the schedule, you know, like the layouts are all done. It's all just like tweaking and, you know, seeing how we want to make things work and filling out the bordering and testing. It's all that stuff. The actual layouts themselves are all done. Quick update on the race. So it's Luke's launch, still Soul, Camby still. And we had some Joker takers. It is still Detail in 5th. Roman having a drive there at 6th. It's going to be Opex there, I believe. Vulcan. Oh, Matt. Armada. Coop was... Oh, I thought he was going to flip over, I think. Oh, there's Hunter. I think Coop. Oh, man. Coop. Okay, to be fair, I think he took his Jokers as well, but, man, Coop really far off. And, yeah, he was... Or, wait, this is actually Armada. Oh, shit. Sorry, Coop. Damn, Armada's having a rough one. That was him, right? Oh, no. What happened to him? Damn, that is tough. That is tough. Oh, Slaunch, this is interesting. A little bit of a different approach here in the wall jump. A little bit of an overclear on that one, but not too bad. But yeah, so we got some duo work. Again, got some help. And got some custom layouts. Obviously, a lot of those layouts that I already worked on were Nitro RX inspired layouts, but we got some originals in here too, which is always nice. As much as I like making those like, real life tracks, and as much as like that's my wheelhouse, it's fun to flex the Forge muscles and to make these original layouts as well. And it's always nice to have some of these in the schedule, especially because this one wasn't supposed to be like, a Nitro RX season. It was just supposed to be an RX season, but I took a lot of inspiration from some of those, but we also had some room for some new ones. And I'm glad that we got some of these in here because they're really cool. And I really like this Yharnam layout. This track, the tree cheese is interesting. It's spicy, kind of funny. I like the tree cheese. I really like some of the sections on this track. This wall jump is brutal, but you can see right there, Slaunch had a pretty good run. And when you find that timing on the wall jump where you're like just barely clearing the table with your rear tires, either just barely clearing it or just barely tapping it where it like hits you into line, that shit is satisfying, and it's really hard to find that rhythm, but when you do, super satisfying, really cool section. I like this oval turn. See some different lines. Hell, we even see like Luke and Slaunch doing some slightly different lines there in the oval turn, so even that one's kind of interesting. This is a brutal check with this this brake check section on that roller, and it really sets you up, and you got to be careful because, hell, there's even ways that you can overclear it. We saw it, especially like early on. There's ways that you can overclear it. If you like slow down too hard and you get the shift too well, you can actually overclear this table and really mess up your neg cambers. See detail moving into fourth there. I think Camby maybe taking a Joker. Roman moving up too. Trying to get a look through the field. We've been watching the lead battle a little bit, trying to get updates here and there. And double Joker. Let's take a look at this for a little bit because we've been looking at the lead a decent amount. Let's watch Camby and Roman for a bit. Oh, might be spicy with that Joker exit. Maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, I like this track. I think this track's very interesting. I think all the sections of this track have their own little unique attributes to them that make them spicy. And I like tracks like this where there's so many different ways to take it. Like, yeah, there's probably a better way, but you could kind of see with different drivers. Like, we saw it with Luke and Slaunch and how they had like the different approaches to hell, like the wall jump and the chicane, and honestly like the neg camber too. We see it with the drivers here in the mid pack, like Camby really aggressively tackling the wall jump. Saw the different lines in the oval turn. Yeah, I like a track like this where we can see that different expression from the drivers and their different styles and how they want to approach these sections. I think that type of stuff is pretty cool. And you can see right there, I was talking about the overclear. It's also possible to, overrun it a little bit and get that case as well. So I really like that first section. That one was mostly, or pretty much all done by detail there. And then to give you the insight on the behind the scenes of the track, he pretty much did like from the start to like here. And then like after the wall jump, like right here, this is what I handled. So you can see the different styles and the forging too. But also you got to connect the track, right? Like there's only like so much I could do. But yeah, so like from the wall jump all the way to like the start, past the oval turn, all this like flowy cheese right here. That's what I chowed on this one, and then like from the start to the wall jump is what he chowed on this one. So for the people that were getting upset with the conch, you know who to blame. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I like. Oh, what happened here? We get a little bit of spice action. Oh, Luke going in for a Joker as well. So we'll have to take a look at the lead battle. We'll have to get an update on that in a moment, too. Take a look. It looks like, Slaunch will probably be taking that lead. What happened with Roman? You see Roman messed up the brakes, and he gets a brutal case. And that's why you don't want to do that. That's an option. You can run it that way, but that's why you probably don't want to. Gets an absolutely brutal case. Man, that sucks. Go Pride Month, but damn, that is just unfortunate for Roman. Going to lose a lot of time. He's going to lose a lot of time on that one, and definitely a position there. So, going to lose a little bit. Let's get that update on... I can't. I don't think I could regain from that one. So, Slaunch taking the lead. Luke taking at least one Joker. I'm honestly not quite sure if he's taking both Jokers at this point. Let's take a look. Let's start getting some POV action. You know that we're big fans of the POV action. Wink, wink. Slaunch, yeah, you can see he has this different approach going into that wall jump, and it's kind of working for him there. I think that time he hit it really well there too. Yeah, let's watch Slaunch for a bit, leading some laps. Having a very strong first race performance, taking that third place overall, but he was oh so close to being in position to winning both races. So Slaunch off to a really strong start in the Rallycross season, and right now he's looking like he has potential at honestly taking another win. Looks like it's going to be a battle between him and Luke again. So that battle that they had was Luke and Detail in the first moto of last race. It was Slaunch and Luke at the end for that second moto. It's looking like they're continuing that. Now, right here, that's a perfect example. We just saw it from Slaunch. You see it, that fat over clear. That's something you got to be careful about, too. So much like, oh, he's going to go for a Joker here, too. So much, like, touchy. Oh, you see it in the top left. Coop had to pull off, too. So much touchy throttle control on this track. This track's very, very touchy, very difficult. I like it. I like it. It's a very tech track. It's like kind of low key about it, but it's a very tech track. And then hell, the first half is the more tech half, but like even the second one has its ways. Like this chicane is not easy. You could definitely gain some time. You can definitely cheese the chicane. So that's a check in its own. Hell, if you don't get like the right line, the right rhythm, this little snake section here, you can lose or gain some time there. And if you don't run that perfectly, you set yourself up incorrectly for this oval turn. And there can be moves made in the oval turn, too. Like, we saw the pass for the lead on the second lap of this race between Slaunch and Luke. That was set up in the oval turn, so all the sections in this track having their own little attributes to them and adding up to a pretty cool experience. So judging by the gap, I'm going to say Slaunch took his first Joker. Luke's there, so I'm going to say Luke's taken both. So Slaunch going to be going for a late Joker strategy. It's going to be coming up here soon, so we'll get some more updates on that. Roman here, yeah, losing all that time with that massive conk that he had. Hunter towards the back having a rough one. I think he had a really rough start. Camby, I think, around the mid-pack, potentially. Go on board with Luke here for a moment. Still competing for that lead. We'll see where it comes out with him and Slaunch. Matt here, I think, close to being a lap down, but still staying on the lead lap. Doing a pretty good job right now. Maybe have a battle in front of him, too, potentially with Armada. Detail here, who is running in... I'm not sure. Oh, shit. What is this? What is this? Hold the phone. I'm not sure. It depends on his Joker situation. I'm not sure if Detail's in that position for that podium or if he's, still needing that Joker. But Vulcan and Soul, look at this. Duking it out. Taking it side by side. Great job. Surprisingly, Lamau out of these guys side by side into the chicane. Keeping it pretty clean. Soul and Vulcan. We've had some interesting cheeses. It's been a decent race so far, but... we've been lacking those, like, straight-up on-track battles, and here we're getting it a little bit. Vulcan and Soul going to put on a show for us. Vulcan, though, over-clearing it, but what the hell has gone down on this lap? Hold the phone again. Let's go over here and get a look at this. Detail looked like he had a massive cheese late in the race here. This could be super unfortunate. He gets the over-clear. Or no, he got an under-clear. He goes down hard. Soul gets an over-clear. Vulcan cheeses it as well, but he cheeses it the least bad out of all of them, and man, that is brutal. I think Detail was on track for taking that podium. Man, he's going to go all the way back to 5th place. Going to have to try to recover from that one, and the big benefactor from that is Vulcan. Vulcan goes up from 5th to 3rd, a podium spot. Oh, what is this? What is this? Oh, Soul going for the cheese move on Vulcan. I actually kind of respect that. Didn't work out here, but he went for it. He went for it, and that's another potential thing. That's a thing that could be done on this track and could be pretty spicy. So that battle's still going on. That's awesome to see, and we go back to the lead battle, and here it is, Slaunch going in for his second Joker, and another Joker usage right there. I think that was a lapper, but there's Luke in front of him. We're going to have to see. You could tell Luke comes out in front by a decent amount, but Slaunch is going to have this run coming from the Joker exit. And honestly, I think it's just because they're faster in different parts of the track. Like, it's still a pretty similar gap to what they were running earlier, but Luke comes out in the lead. It's a pretty decent lead. It's going to be a tough one for Slaunch to work down, especially coming to the white flag here, but not impossible. All it's going to take, I mean, we just saw it happen with that other podium battle. All it's going to take is one slight cheese, and it could be it for Slaunch. But here we go, Luke taking the white flag. Let's see what happens here in this last lap. Can he run it nice and clean? Maybe a little bit of an overclear there, but should be good. Going in the neck camber, yeah, that's going to be a decent enough run. We're going to take a look at this perspective. Watch Slaunch try to chase him down, see if he has anything on this last lap. Knowing Slaunch, he's probably going to send it. No matter how close he is. Different lines coming through the terrain. Here we go. Into the wall jump. Luke gonna take it nice and safe. Here comes Slaunch, actually gonna take it pretty safe too. Just gonna go for the good run. Running out of time. Can he chase him down? Probably gonna need a cheese for Luke in the chicane here. Not quite. And it looks like this is probably gonna be over. If he could just get through the oval turn. And here we go for the final time around. It's going to be Luke taking second moto win in a row. Slaunch second for another time as well. The same 1-2 that we saw in the last moto, the last track, continues here at the start of the second race. And that was, I believe that was Matt. And holy hell, it got close. Oh, wow. We might have to take it. We're going to do it quick before we look at the rest of it. How close did this get? Detail reeling them in, trying to take on Soul in this last lap, and was it just an epic dive here? Oh, I like that. That was an interesting little move right there. It didn't work out, but that if he was closer, that might have got him. That was pretty spicy. But it ends up being pretty close there too. So, but yeah, Vulcan with a big race. He's gonna take his first podium. What a race there. Soul, 4th, Detail, 5th. Camby sliding across in 6th place. Be coming across the line, going through the rest of the order here. Pull up my cheat sheet. See everybody else. But yeah, so it's going to be Camby 6th, Roman 7th, and then 8th, Opix 9th, Hunter 10th, Armada 11th, Matt, and then, of course, I called it out. Unfortunately having the pull off, so he will of course take that 12th place. Man, what a charge from Vulcan, starting in last, moving up 9 positions to finish 3rd. That's got to be, I got to give it to him, that's got to be one of Vulcan's strongest motos of all time. Even though it wasn't a win, that is pretty impressive. I got to tip it. So that's pretty cracked. So shout out to Vulcan on that, taking his first podium on the season with a pretty crazy performance too. That's incredible. But yeah, that top 5 getting pretty spicy. So let's go take a look at them on the lineup as well. A bit of a cheesy one on this track. Yeah, decent first race. This track's cracked. I'm definitely, I think obviously the Moto 2 for this one. Moto 2 is going to be fun. Moto 2 is going to be spicier, but still a pretty decent first race here. Yeah, this track maybe not as cracked of the on-track battles as we had on Linden Hill, but man, this is a track that tests drivers. And again, like with mixing up the order, this Moto 2 is going to be fun to watch. But again, that podium, Luke, Slaunch, and Vulcan. So yeah, going to make things interesting. Those points going to be spicy. And Detail with that 5th place after getting the 2nd overall at Linden Hill. We're going to see if he can bounce back going into Moto 2. Soul, that other guy in the top 5, Lamau. I don't know why I referred to him like that. Going to be his first top 5 in the season. Shout out to him as well. Trying to get his feet wet there and try to make his name there too. So yeah, let's get into that second moto. If you guys enjoyed the first one, and see you there.